Hi, in my last video I looked through my old sketchbooks to see what mistakes I've made and to giggle at my cringy 14-year-old self a little bit, but I also make a lot of digital art, so I thought why not do the same with my digital art. And it's totally not because I'm in art block right now and don't have any new art to show. And also I'm sick, if you couldn't tell. The art I'm showing today is gonna be from 2021 and 2022, well, most of it at least. I'm not going through every single piece. And there's gonna be quite a bit of cringe in here. That's when I got into Dream SMP and My Hero Academia, so you'll see. Let's just get into it. Starting off pretty strong, just to clarify, this isn't my first ever digital piece. I've been doing digital art for a while before this, but I'm not going back that far. So this is Sally Face. I honestly don't mind the colors or like the composition. That's what I was thinking when looking through all of this for this video, is I don't mind the colors, it's just the anatomy and stuff could be better. And this is when I was doing line art still, or at least trying to. I never really cared much about it, to be honest. But yeah, this one isn't that bad. Next is Aoyama from My Hero Academia, I think that's his name, in this like little outfit I guess I saw somewhere. Everything is really like angular and square. It's like my art right now is way rounder and smoother. I mean, it's not a bad thing, it's just weird for me that I drew like this. The background, I don't remember if this is a picture or if I'm using those like glitter and sparkle brushes. I think that's a picture. Okay, sure. Next is my OC Tyler, and I do really like this one a lot. The colors are pretty good. I do think I like color picked it from someone else's drawing, but you know, if it works, it works. Maybe I could redraw this one because I kind of stopped using really bright colors like this. We'll see about that. Tyler again, doing a full body and like a more complicated pose. I don't know if the shoes being cropped was like on purpose or if it's just Instagram cropping, but slay, I guess. Also, there's a lot of empty space on the left. I wish the character was a bit more centered, or like if you're doing the character more on the side, at least do something on the background because there's just this void. But other than that, I don't really mind this. Still very angular and kind of stiff, but eh. This is Toga Himiko from My Hero Academia. Yeah. Again, doing like a slightly different pose from what I usually do. I don't know why she's wearing this outfit. It doesn't really fit her character. Like, why does she have a spider on her sweater? And again, a lot of empty space. I cropped it out, but on the original drawing there's a lot of empty space around her. And I don't know why I picked these colors for her. They also don't really match her, but eh. Next is Mayusi Tasha, and I genuinely really like the colors on this one. They're very like tasty looking. And the outfit is very her style. But the pose is a bit stiff and the face is like every other face that I drew at the time. And that's like specifically to this character, but she's not supposed to be this wide. She's just supposed to be like tall and skinny. So there's that. And also the way I did the blushing is like interesting, let's say that. Interesting. And now we got to my Dream SMP era. This is supposed to be character Ranboo, like my first ever drawing of them. It's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, I don't like it at all. My later character Renbu design is so much better. I love it. I still draw it sometimes. This is character Carl. The torso is very long, like way too long. If you're going for a more exaggerated proportions, that's fine, but I always wanted to have more realistic proportions, and that's not it. The colors are okay. I literally just color picked his Minecraft skin. And that's me when I had nice split hair. I miss this hair. It was really cool. I had like one side pitch black, the other one was like this really nice grayish, white-ish color, but then I shaved it off for the second time, actually. That was a time. Tyler again, and this is also my first ever Draw This in Your Style. This one was just for fun. I didn't do any rewards or anything, and I remember quite a few people joined, which I was not expecting at all. As for the drawing itself, the colors are okay. I mean, I'm just using the same colors I used on other Tyler drawings, but the pose is a bit stiff. I don't think I used a reference on this one. Tyler again, and again using the same colors, so let's move on. Okay, color. I don't know what I was doing here. I remember a lot of people were saying like, I thought this was Ghostbird, and I was like, no, it's that! But yeah, I don't know what the idea was here. And also, why is he so like to the left? Like, can you just center your characters for once, please? Oh yeah, this is character Tabo. Forgot to mention that. Next is character George, when he's like this mushroom prince thing or whatever. It's okay. I feel like the design could be more interesting, but Character Tommy in a little more interesting pose. I don't remember if I used a reference on this one, probably did. Also, yeah, they all have the same faces and very similar hair. That's my favorite. And I had to crop out a lot of empty space again. Like, can you at least do something on the background if you're gonna leave so much of it? Character Foolish! Aww, I love him. This design was definitely stolen off of someone else. I don't know why he doesn't have a nose, when he's literally supposed to be like the totem of Undying that has a nose. But this is cute, I like the colors. I just noticed the highlights like everywhere. I would do this a lot, like when I find a cool detail that I can do, like a highlight, I would overuse it so bad. Like, let's put the sparkles near him, but also the heart and circle highlights on his hair, but also on the golden parts of his headpiece. Like, just do it in one space so you can like point attention to it or whatever, like, please. More character Foolish. I had like a very short obsession with him, I guess. The idea is that maybe he was like working on or building, so he's like a little sweaty. Please kill me right now. I do like how I did the sweat though, it's like kinda neat. And the pose is pretty stiff, I gotta say. I've never heard of perspective and that sometimes arms don't look perfectly proportionate, so there's that. Character Renbu, but for this I again took someone else's drawing and stole the colors. And I do like the color scheme. Someone said that it looks like he's beatboxing, and you are correct. Character Tabo, but here I wanted him to be like in the shadow, and there's this bright light behind him to make him look scary, I guess. But it just doesn't work because there's not enough contrast. I feel like he should either be more in the shadow Or maybe airbrush darker color in the center and that bright red along the edges or something. I still don't know how to do dramatic lighting like that, so I don't know why I'm like, actually, you should do this. That's me again after my second buzz cut. Not my best era, I will say. And also, I used to draw myself so grumpy all the time. That's character Carl again, but his other Minecraft skin. And I love this little guy. I think this is one of my first Instagram posts to get like a lot of likes. And I also crocheted this little guy, so if I have pictures, I'll put them up on the screen. I recently found him because I moved back to my childhood home, so I have him now. If I redrew this, I feel like I could make him look more fluffy, and also I feel like the background is a bit bland for him, but yeah, I like this little guy. Carl again in a cute little outfit. I do think I referenced this one, but yeah, it's okay. This is character Purpled. I didn't draw him that much, but whenever I did, it was so fun. The design was definitely at least heavily inspired by someone else, but I don't remember who. You love the patterns on his hoodie that was stolen from someone else. And the light up shoes that I came up with, and I felt like a genius when I did that. Though I feel like this hair doesn't really match him, it's like the same hair I gave every other male character. And the background on this drawing specifically is kinda bland. He's asking for a more bright background, you know what I mean? Character Sapnap. I do like my Sapnap design, honestly. And this drawing, it's okay. Like, on the first glance, I'm like, damn. But looking closer, I'm like, damn. I like how I did the gradient on his arms. He's supposed to have those, like, black demon arms that blend into his body. So that's kind of that. But I don't know, I guess I was trying to make him look hot or something. But this style doesn't really work with that. Like, the faces are just too baby, I guess. Character Purpled again, and I remember really liking this one when I drew this, and I even had it as my phone wallpaper for a while. But I again tried to do this like one accent color being really bright and the rest of the colors being more in the shadows, but it just doesn't work. Cause the neon green elements are supposed to be like really bright and glowing, but I didn't even put any glowing effects on, and the rest of the colors are like not that muted, so... But other than that, this drawing's fine. Oh, and also this is when I put my watermark on the whole background to like protect my art, and maybe it's not a bad way to protect your art, but it doesn't really fit the drawings, you know what I mean? Then I decided to draw the eyes for the Dreamers MP characters. I'm just gonna put them all on screen, cause no. A lot of them are very similar shapes, I will admit, but I don't know, I was bored and this was quite fun to do. And this also got a lot of likes on Instagram, somehow. This is Tommy and Tabo, the clingy duo, I guess. I like this one. I like the letters and the characters. It's just like the watermark background is like kind of annoying me, you know what I mean? And something is telling me that this got traced at least once, but maybe I'm wrong. More character Foolish. This is my second draw this in your style. This one was for fun again, and it is the same pose as on the other Foolish drawing, but the colors are pretty neat, I guess. Character Wilbur, or Revivebur specifically. I like the idea of this one, it's just not the best execution. And he's off center again, please. Bruh, chill, damn, why did I make him like a whole unit? That's not what he would look like. That man is stinky and musty and crusty and funky and some outfits. I was gonna do a bunch of Dream SMP characters, but only did Ranboo and Tabo, so I'll just put them both on the screen. But yeah, I could do better now. Character Tabo once again, but here I'm actually doing a background and like something more complicated. And I do think this is pretty neat. Could use some like filters or something, but this is pretty cool. Tyler again, and I think this is the first time that I did the sketch like in the app, because before this I would basically do the sketch on paper, then take a picture and import the picture into my drawing app, but here I did it straight in the app, and I can tell the legs are just very long and the shoes are not shoeing at all, so ooh, this is when I got into the Walton files. This is supposed to be Sophie. Not my best drawing of her, but not terrible. Ooh, I think I saw this kind of hat somewhere on Pinterest and wanted to draw character Tommy in that, but there's like some color schemes going on, like the blood matching the stripes on his sweater and the nose color matching the background color. That's cute. Ooh, look at that, changing the brush and experimenting with the coloring. That's nice. I don't remember which brush this is. It's like a little bit textured. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen. If I don't, I don't. And for the line art, I used a dark purple. The drawing itself kind of sucks, but the coloring, it's cool. I like it. Okay, and I like the little bubble on the side. Like, that's nice. Tasha and Tyler again, still using that textured brush and doing colorful line art. I like that. The faces aren't really translating what they're saying. Like, Tasha is supposed to be sarcastic, but her face does not say that at all. Character Carl again, but I changed his design quite a bit, and this took forever, I remember. It's not the best, I probably could do better now, but still, I think this is pretty cool. The background is still really pissing me off. Like, stop putting your watermark everywhere, just place it in the middle somewhere and that's it. You don't need to do all that. More of the Walton files. This is Rosemary, Jack and Felix, but like when they were younger, I guess, maybe in college. And I redrew this later a couple times, so that will come up too. Sophie again, this one is a lot better, and I remember I edited a little video to go with this one too, so that's cool. The facial and body anatomy is not my favorite and I don't really like it on other drawings, but I feel like for the Walton files and this drawing specifically, I do really like it. I feel like it fits. Characters Tabo and Ranboo again, but I changed their designs to be a little less human and more like, I don't know, hybrids or mutants or something, but I do really like this and they stayed pretty much the same since this. A random clown character I had, and also first time trying to do boobies, naked boobies, so I hope I can show this. As usual, I didn't even use any references. I guess I'm silly like that or something. I don't mind this drawing at first glance, but I can do much better now. Ooh, I like this one. This is characters Tabo, Ranboo, and Tommy, and I don't know, I just really like this one. The anatomy is not the best and everything, but it's just cool. Say what you wanna say, but my designs for the Dream SMP characters were good. I like how I outline some parts with white to like separate them a little bit. And just, I don't know, I just like this one, okay? And here's some Origins SMP designs. That's really hard to say. I didn't draw Origins that much, but this was so fun to do and I was really excited to finish this. I remember I would sketch these at classes just whenever I could, and I really wanted to perfect these designs, but yeah, they're just really cute. I love the little slime and Sneak and Tubbo and Rainbow and Jack and just like this. Sometime later I tried to redraw the Dream SMP characters' eyes. They're a little bit better, but still not that great, so... This is me and my friend for Halloween. I'm dressed up as Sam from Danny Phantom, or at least trying to, and my friend is like a skeleton guy, I guess. I like this one, it's cute and has cute memories attached to it, so there's that. Some more character Tommy. I like this. This is pretty neat, and it took forever. And also, can you see like the little hatching everywhere? That's what I meant when I said that when I find a cool detail, I overuse it. Cause like I would put those little lines everywhere. Character Boomer. I like his facial expression, and a lot of people liked the hat, but I stole it from someone else. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I never figured out a proper design for him. More Sophie, and again trying to do like something cool and a little bit different from what I usually do, and I don't hate the idea, it's just the coloring is not doing its job. I just colored her how I normally would in the normal lighting and didn't do anything else. I just want to put like a shadow on her or something, or put a filter on this, just anything, because it's just not working as well as it could. And the hatching that I mentioned earlier, it's everywhere. Like, do you need that much? Do you really need that much? Drew myself again, but it doesn't really look like me. That's not what my hair looked like at the time, and just the coloring and the line art is not the best. Meh. Okay, dipping my toes into no line art, and I remember I had fun with this, and it doesn't look that bad. Maybe some colors are a little bit, mixing together here and there, but overall this is cool. I like this. Drew my friend again. I think this is for like his birthday or something like that, but I like this drawing. I like how he did the teeth, like with the gums showing a little bit. Man, I need to draw my friends more. Character Aaron, the one time that I drew him, and just getting the hang of not doing line art, and I really liked it. The colors here are a bit flat, but it's kind of what I was going for anyway, so I guess mission accomplished. Character Hannah, again the one time that I drew her. I don't mind the colors. I remember I did some finishing touches even, and the design is also not that bad, except the wings are really boring. But yeah, I remember I was like, oh my god, this kind of looks like her. Babe, no it doesn't. Why is he naked? What? Why is he naked? This is supposed to be Monty from FNAF Security Breach. Bro is not going on stage in front of children like that, but okay. Also, I made him black, but I didn't give him any black features, so I recently drew him a lot better, so I'll put it up on the screen for comparison, but yeah, I don't like this very much. Next is Glamrock Freddy from FNAF Security Breach as well, And it's the same situation, like I made him black, but didn't give him any black features except bigger lips that you can barely see. And just, I don't know, this design is just too, it's not Freddy. He's supposed to be like soft and cute and kind and welcoming, and this one is just like Chad. This Freddy looks too fit, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same vibe as those humanizations of random objects that are just anime boys with different hair color. Then I did some South Park redesigns, but I like drew over the actual characters. And this is when I just got into the show, so I didn't really know much about them and didn't really have any headcanons. So I don't really like these very much, except Tolkien and Tweak. They're nice. Next is I drew myself and two of my friends as South Park characters, and this was really fun. And I said this before, but I need to draw my friends more. This is a redraw of one of FNAF Security Breach posters. Still didn't really give Freddy black features, but I don't know. This isn't too bad. I put a lot of filters on this. I don't remember what I did exactly, but the effect is kinda cool. Another poster redraw, this one has Chica on it. She looks a little bit weird. I have changed her design a little bit since then, but this one isn't that bad. And this is the last poster that I redrew. This is the Boney Bowl one. This is my first Boney design. I know he has a canon one now, so I changed mine too. I just think it's weird that he has like two completely different designs in game, but okay. This is a little Meet the Artist thing I did for myself, but as a Minecraft inventory, and I took this idea from a different artist. I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but I'll put it on the screen. I really enjoyed making this. This was really fun, and I even like did a little animation for it. But yeah, this is cool. Trying to design an aged up Kenny from South Park. I did not know how to draw children at the time, like at all, so I decided to just make them older. This design is fine, I guess, not the worst, but I did change it later on. Same thing with Eric. I was gonna do all of the four main boys, but I did Stan and then I accidentally deleted it and gave up. But this is not Eric Cartman. I really thought I did something by putting like that little chin line over there, like, yeah, he has a double chin, he's fat, like he's supposed to be. No, you didn't. That's not. Here I tried to draw Toy Chica and Toy Bonnie as humans. My designs have changed a lot since then. I guess for Toy Chica I wanted to go for like emo but also bimbo or something. I don't really like it now. And Toy Bonnie has stayed almost the same. Like I don't mind this. Okay, not gonna lie, I'm skipping some pieces from here because I'm tired. But this is character Rainbow, and I really like this one. I just like my character Rainbow design. I don't know. This one also got quite a few likes on Twitter when I posted on Twitter. I don't anymore, but yeah, this is cute. Toy Chica again, but I changed her design from that emo scene whatever to more bimbo or gyaru, whatever I was gonna go for. And I like this, and I did draw her this way for a while. Some things could be better, like I didn't make her palms lighter, and also her body is just kind of one blob of the same color. But this is when I really decided that maybe I shouldn't do line art. I don't like it anyway. It's my boy Oliver. I don't know how he hasn't come up yet, but that's my like favorite to see that I draw the least because I can never get his face right. But yeah, I drew this one for like his character sheet, I think, and it's not the best. His face is really cute, but everything else is, This is Trixie from My Little Pony. Again, I made her black, but did not give her any features, which love, thank you. And I tried to do like lighting and a different pose and just make it a little bit more interesting. It's not the best execution. Also, I made myself a little watermark that I used maybe 3 times, but cool. And I also made a little edit with this, but the edit also wasn't the best. I didn't watch any editing tutorials. I never watched tutorials. I don't know why. I still don't. Babe, what is this? What is this? Why is he so grey? Why is he the same color as the background? Let's go. That's when I decided that I'm not gonna do line art anymore, and honestly, best decision I've ever made for my digital art. Never regretted it once, and I love it. Trying to redesign Draculaura from Monster High. This isn't too bad. My latest redesign of her is pretty lazy. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't put like any effort into her outfit. Here I at least tried, and here I at least used that little watermark that I made for myself. This is my first attempt at redesigning Rarity for My Little Pony, or like designing a human version for her, and I was really proud of this when I just finished it. I did like stretch marks on her thighs and was really happy with that, and the colors and stuff. And I mean, looking at it now, I don't hate it. It's just a little bit stiff, and I've changed the design since then, but it's fine. A lot of people didn't like that I made her black, but I bring this up like any chance I get, so let's just move on. This is Vinyl Scratch from My Little Pony. I didn't know how to make the glasses work, so I just put them on their head, I guess. And I put a lot of like little gifs that move. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any strong feelings about this one. This is Discord from My Little Pony. I love my Discord design, and to this day, the drawing on the left is the best drawing I've done of him ever. I don't know what that says about my current art, but something about this drawing is just so good. Also, quite a few people would compare him to Bruno from Encanto. I still don't see it, I still don't get it. This is my first drawing I did on a tablet. Oh yeah, everything before this was done on the phone with a finger. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this is when I got my Chromebook, but I used it as a tablet, and I drew Rarity. Not the best I've ever done, but you know, it was a good warm-up. Drew character Ranboo to warm up to the tablet a little bit more, and I think for this one I did the sketch directly in the app, because I was still doing the sketch on paper and then taking a picture of it. But here I think I did it straight in the app, and it's showing. I don't really like this one very much. Drew an aged up Butters from South Park in the same pose as the previous drawing. That's great. I don't really like the main drawing, but the little doodles, the little guys, they're pretty cool. Drew Discord and Fluttershy. Fluttershy's design has stayed pretty much the same, except the face. The face is not giving Fluttershy here. And with Discord, I think people were complaining about his outfit, that like it's ugly, and that I gave him pubes, even though it's supposed to be a happy trail. But I don't know, like he's the god of chaos. Why wouldn't he dress like that? You know what I mean? Whatever. redid those South Park redesigns, but they are actually somehow worse. I don't know why they're so gray, and like, I don't know, maybe the outfits are like a little bit better, but the coloring is just... Why are they so gray? This is Queen Chrysalis, if that's how you pronounce it, and Flufflepuff from My Little Pony. I used to love those animations with them, and I like these designs a lot. I felt so smart when I gave Flufflepuff this like fluffy jacket. I was like, yeah, that's the one. This is a little Sunset Shimmer redesign. I redrew it kind of recently. Didn't change much because I still kind of like this design. And the little outfits are also kind of cute. Maybe I should draw them more detailed. But yeah. Damn, I was redesigning a lot of My Little Pony characters. This is the Dazzlings, and I like the designs, but the way I drew them, not so much. I later redrew them, and I like that a lot more. But yeah, I was really happy with these, and I still quite like them. Still My Little Pony. This is Bon Bon and Lyra. I redrew them recently and they look a lot better now, but I still quite like these designs, except Bon Bon was supposed to be chubby, but like, she doesn't look chubby here. This one. Where do I even begin? Okay, this is the main six from My Little Pony, my versions of them. A lot of people didn't like the ethnicities that I gave them, which by itself is like, okay, if you're nice about it and if you're not racist about it. Next is that a lot of people were saying that they look grumpy, which at the time I was like, what? But now I'm like, yeah, could have given a few of them a smile or something. Another thing I see now is that some of the skin tones are a bit ashy, and I've changed like all of their designs since then, some more than others. And just when I look at this drawing now, all I can think of is the stress that I was going through at the time, so yeah, I don't like this one very much. Here I was trying to design a human Celestia, and the response was pretty much the same as with my Rarity design. She is literally Snow White, why are you making her black? Why is everything have to be black? Blah 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 blah. My logic is that I think that Luna would be black, which a lot of people agree with, and they're sisters, so Celestia has to be at least part black, genetics and all of that. And also she's a horse. She doesn't have a race. Even when she's a human, she doesn't have a race. So you can do whatever. I did what I want. I need to stop going off on this every single time. Let's move on. This is the only time that I drew Cheerilee, and I gave her hijab because I was like, I haven't really drawn anyone with a hijab before, and Cheerilee seemed like a good candidate. The response was negative, obviously. I'm not even gonna get into that because the things some people were saying were really gross. The proper criticism I got is that her neck is showing. I don't know, the reference I used had the neck showing, but I was like, okay, got it. Next time I draw a hijabi character, the neck won't be showing, and that's what I did. Next, I redesigned Zecora. I really love the design. I really like that I did a very simple outfit, and all of the focus is on her body and her jewelry and her face and her hair. And well, the facial features aren't as pronounced on this specific drawing, but still, I really like this. Next is Tree Hugger. This one got a lot of likes on TikTok for some reason, but I do really like this design, even though I've changed it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. The skin is still pretty ashy though. Next is Octavia and Vinyl Scratch. I just love them. I don't know, something about the background characters is so like comforting, I guess. Photo finish. I need to draw her again. I made her albino because I wanted to draw an albino character, but none of the characters had white hair except Photo Finish, so it just worked out. I need to speed this up because I'm getting tired. Laguna Blue from Monster High. I still really love this redesign and I need to draw her again. More background characters from My Little Pony. These two are Cloud Chaser and either Flutter or Flitter, I don't remember. But they're really cool. And I used a symmetry ruler here, so that was also fun to try out. Clear from Monster High. I like this design, I like her outfit. I just don't like how I did the face here. Next I did Nephra. I don't think I've ever drawn her after this, but this isn't too bad. Then I did a bunch of Monster High redesigns, but like these chibi little characters that I do. I'll just put them all up on screen because there's too many to talk about individually. For most of these, I will just look for an outfit on Pinterest that I think works for them and just draw that. But yeah, I really like these redesigns and I did draw a few of them in a more detailed style, but most of them did remain as little chibis. Why did I draw so much? Abby from Monster High. It's okay. It's not like the most creative design ever, but it's fine. Ghoulia, again, not the most creative design ever, but the colors are pretty nice, I guess. Her name is Kiyomi, I think. She's also from Monster High, and I really like this one. I remember it was really fun doing all of the lace and pearls and the transparent dress. That was really good. And her like white eyes, like transparent eyes, that was really cool too. Next is, I think her name is Luna Matthews, and the other one is Mausadas King. Yeah, just in my head they were like city girls, best friends, go shopping everywhere and stuff, so I drew that. This was really fun. I remember it crashed halfway through, so I had to like do all of the stickers and stuff on a whole different canvas, but still, this was really fun. Oh, this is the Goth Kids from South Park, just like at the bus stop. This was really fun to do, and like I just really enjoyed doing these chibi characters with a symmetry ruler. It's really easy and really fast, and I just love this. Drew myself again, and I think this is my channel's profile picture, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this is a lot better than the previous ones, but still doesn't look like me that much. That's my boy Oliver again. I originally drew this as like a special page for my webtoon when I was still updating it, but then I later posted this just on my Instagram, and I had this as my phone wallpaper for the longest time because I was so happy with it, and yeah, I still think it's really cute. I drew that one Celestia meme, but with my human design, and that's about it. Then I did a bunch of like character sheets for My Little Pony characters, and when I mean a bunch, I mean a bunch. I did the main 6 in like one day, because these were so fun. As usual, the response wasn't the best, but what can you do? You know, it's the internet. Also, I'm really tired now. When will this end? I'm so tired. Okay, this is Toy Chica trying a different pose, trying to like decorate the drawing. I like this. This is my channel banner, I think. This is a redraw of the Walton Files drawing I did, and it's a lot better, and I used a picture for the background, literally. That's another benefit I found of not doing line art, is that if you use a picture, it's easier to blend in with the drawing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying things now. This is Poppy the Performer, and I really like this one. Just to clarify, what the censor part is his organs, because quite a few people were like suspicious, like, what are you hiding over there? His intestines. He is missing half of his body. Thank you. This was also my first attempt at like gore, not just a nosebleed or something like that. And this is my first official commission that I did. When PayPal finally started working in my country, I made an account. It was a migraine to figure out, but yeah, I was really excited about starting commissions, and I still do. So if you want to commission me, you can do that. Just DM me on Instagram. But yeah, this is the commissioner's OC, and this was really fun to do, and I think I did it the same day that they commissioned, I think, because I was like really excited, but yeah. And next is a bunch of other commissions that I did. I'll just put them all up on the screen, but yeah, like I said, you can still commission me. Just saying. Then I drew Cleor again, kind of a redraw of that older drawing. The anatomy is a little better, the colors are better, also the facial features are more pronounced. I like this one, but I feel like if I redrew this again, I would do even better. I'm skipping even more art because I cannot be bothered anymore. So next I did these drawings of human Don't Hug Me I'm Scared characters, and I do like these, except like their skin tones are very ashy and just, I don't know, but I do love the backgrounds and the little stickers I did. That's lovely. Next is Fluttershy as a vampire or a bat, whatever, and here I try to do lighting, like as if someone is pointing a flashlight at her. I don't know if I like did it correctly, but I don't mind the look of it, so I still don't know how to do lighting. Drew Zecora again and tried to do lighting again. Didn't change really anything about her design, just made the facial features more pronounced. And the lighting, I don't know if I did it correctly, and I don't care, I think it looks fine. Changed my Rarity design a bit. I gave her white eyebrows, cause that looks cool, I think. Also I made her skin a little bit lighter, cause I felt like the first color I picked didn't really go well with her hair. And speaking of her hair, I gave her braids, because in the first drawings I didn't give her a black hairstyle, which, you know, isn't necessary. She could be wearing a wig or could be straightening her hair, whatever, but I just wanted to try giving her braids, and I like it. And finally, the last drawings is I just did some bluey human designs, but also those like chibi bases, whatever. I'm tired, I'm done. I am never doing this again. Jesus Christ, I am dying inside. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, like the video. I don't fucking know. Bye.